Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Edna.
And I'm Isabel Wong. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Former CFO of failed mercantile exchange will be witness for prosecution against Barry Chang.
Government to divert visitors to other districts following influx of travellers to Tung Chung after opening of the mega bridge.
And subcontractor says he once caught workers cutting reinforcement steel bars at Hong Kong Station.
The former CFO of the failed Hong Kong Mercantile Exchange pleaded guilty to conspiracy to defraud at the district court today.
Jackie Choi also agreed to become a witness for the prosecution against the exchange's former chairman, Barry Chang. Riley Chan reports.
Accomplice turned prosecution witness Jackie Choi walked out from district court this afternoon after pleading guilty to one count of conspiracy to defraud. The 48-year-old was granted bail pending sentencing. Choi was the chief financial officer of the now-defunct Hong Kong Mercantile Exchange. He and former exchange chairman Barry Chang were jointly charged for misleading the Securities and Futures Commission over the financial position of the commodities trading platform, which Chang founded in 2012. Chang was also an executive counselor under former chief executive Leung Chun-ying. They allegedly concealed or falsified performance records of the company to stop the financial regulator from revoking its trading license. Zhang is also charged with intent to defraud a company named Sinomax Finance of $30 million. He had earlier pleaded not guilty to both charges. The prosecution asked the court to adjourn Choi's sentencing until after Zhang's case was over. But Choi's lawyer objected. He said Zhang's trial would begin mid-next year and the long wait would cause his client unnecessary distress. District Judge Chen Kwang-chi said the police needed time to take a new statement from the prosecution witness. He adjourned the case until January and asked police to make sure Choi and his family would not be disturbed until then. Riley Chen, HKIBC.
After Tung Chung residents complained about an influx of tourists coming to their town by way of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, Acting Chief Executive Teresa Zhang has said the government would help to divert visitors to other districts.
She also revealed that the government had written to Guangdong authorities following reports of mainland tour groups operating in the city without a local tour guide. Yupina Ng reports.
The opening of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge a few weeks ago has become a boon for retailers and tourist attractions in Tung Chung. Tung Chung is the closest town from the bridge's port. A popular attraction is the cable car to Ngong Ping. Ngong Ping 360 saw a surge in passengers, but wait times also surged. People had to wait for 2 hours on Sunday before they could hop into a cable car. The operator said the number of passengers between the bridge's opening day and Sunday jumped 15% compared to the same period last year, while mainland tourists doubled during that time also. The cable car company said it had measures in place to deal with the crowd and insisted everything went smoothly over the weekend.
We have allocated a quota booking system for the group and for the on-site ticket purchase in order to avoid the group to come to our scenic spot at the same time.
While the operator may have been delighted at the sight of the large number of tourists, Tung Chung residents weren't happy. Their main complaint was overcrowding. Some worried that the influx would push up prices of daily goods, as had happened in border towns such as Shangshui. Speaking before the weekly Executive Council meeting this morning, Acting Chief Executive Teresa Chang said the Transport Department would make arrangements to divert some of the tourist traffic to other districts. Concerns of mainland tour groups operating in the city illegally were also raised by tourism sector lawmaker Yu Si-wing yesterday. Mainland travel agents are required to contact their Hong Kong counterparts for a local tour guide to take over leading a tour group after they pass the port area. But Yu said he had observed many tour groups without a local guide. The acting chief executive said the government had written to Guangdong authorities regarding the matter. Yu Pinam, HKIBC.
An engineer took partial responsibility for an escalator incident that injured 18 people in the Mongkok shopping mall last year. Registered escalator engineer Ma Siu Lun was charged with violation of the Lifts and Escalators Ordinance after he failed to ensure the escalator and the associated equipment in Langham Place were thoroughly examined. The 66-year-old admitted that he did not thoroughly examine 5 pieces of equipment during a regular examination in January last year, but he pleaded not guilty to a second charge. 18 people were injured on March 25, 2017, after a 45-meter-long escalator in the shopping mall suddenly stopped and reversed in high speed.
A subcontractor who worked at the Sha Tin to Central Link's Hong Kong station has admitted that workers were once caught cutting part of the reinforcement steel bars.
But the subcontractor said the company had not received any similar complaints from the MTR Corporation afterwards. More from Yu Pin.
The representative of subcontractor Fanshan Construction Poon Wai Shan arrived at the former Chuen Wan Law Courts building today. It was the 12th day of hearings into the steel bar cutting scandal at the Sha Tin to Central Link's Hong Kong station. Poon admitted to the panel that his company had received a warning letter from the MTR Corporation in December 2015. The letter said that threads of 5 bars were found to have been cut and improperly screwed into coppers on a diaphragm wall. Poon recalled that he had told workers not to do it again and did not receive complaints afterwards. Queen's counsel Ian Pennicourt for the commission quoted a police statement